Hi friends, I'm Felicia. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to talk about the favorite books that I read in 2019, which today is January 25th as I'm filming this, but I don't think that it's too late at all to film this video. So, I'm doing it for posterity. Anyways, so these are these are not even like all-time favorite books necessarily, but they're just like the books that have resonated with me the most that I've read this last year. So that's my introduction, and here we go. So I'm just going to go through them in the order that I read them in the year. So the first two are both of Debbie Tong's books. So this is her second book, Book Love, and her first book is called Quiet Girl in a Noisy World, which I don't have, but here's the cover. I need to buy it. And she just has the most lovely comics that I just relate to so much. Her first book is about being an introvert, and it's just like kind of like these this is her art style. So this is in Book Love. So it's just like these little vignettes of being a book lover, and Quiet Girl in a Noisy World is about being an introvert. And I just absolutely love them, and I just feel a kinship with Debbie Tong, and I would like to sit with her and read books. I think that would be great. The next one on my list that I finished was Women of the Word by Jen Wilkin. And this is just a short devotional study help, I guess. And basically she just teaches you how to study the Bible, and like the way that she's learned how, and it's just like how to engage deeper with the Bible while you're reading it. So I really enjoyed this. I think I might even need to read it again because it was very good. Okay, the next one is another one that I don't own physically, but I would love to, and that is Descender. And I read volume 1, 10 stars, and that is by Jeff Lemire, and the art is by Dustin Nguyen. So that's a graphic novel series. There's 6 volumes. I think it's finished. But yeah, this is the first volume, and it's about in the future, their AI technology has come and it's been outlawed, and we're following a little android who has been separated from his family, like the family that he was bought for and raised by. I'm not quite sure how to describe it. And it's also been a while since I've read it. So it's like sci-fi, and it's about like looking for family, and the art style is beautiful. Absolutely loved it. So I would really like to just buy the collection, or like the whole series, and just read them all because I loved it. The next book that I also don't own, I read it through Scribd, and that is Sweet Bean Paste by Dorian Tsukigawa. And this is translated from Japanese, and it's about a man who runs I forget what they're called, but it's a treat in Japan, and it's kind of like a pancake filled with sweet bean paste. And he is running one of these little shops, and he puts out a help wanted ad, and this like really old lady comes and applies for the job, and he's like, I don't want to work with this old lady, but he does hire her eventually, and she just makes the best sweet bean paste that he's ever tasted. And so it's kind of about how she changes his life and breaks through his crusty exterior. So I absolutely loved it. It was such a sweet story, and I would love to read it again. Okay, the next one, not a sweet story at all, and that's The Test by Sylvain Nouvelle. And this is, I guess, a novella. How long is it? It's only 104 pages. And this is kind of in I want to say it's like a speculative, futuristic setting. And it's basically about a man who's taking the British citizenship test. And yeah, it's very intense. A little bit sci-fi, a little bit speculative, and I ripped my heart out while I was reading it, so that's all I'm going to say. So the next one that I want to talk about, another book that I don't own, that I read through script, and that is He's Been Faithful by Carol Cymbala. And Carol Cymbala and her husband are her husband is the lead pastor of the Brooklyn Tabernacle in Brooklyn, and she is the choir director. And as you may know, the Brooklyn Tabernacle Choir is quite famous, and they've won Grammys and stuff. Sorry, my chair is squeaky. And it's basically just her telling how she got to be in the position of leading this world-renowned choir, and also a lot of stories of the members in her choir and how they came to Jesus. A lot of them came from like really bad pasts, and it's kind of how Jesus brought them out of that and brought them into the church. And I am very involved in the choir in my church. I'm one of the directors. Not that I really know what I'm doing. It's but I try. I'm not trained at all. Just learning, because I've been in the choir for over a decade, so I know things. But anyways, so yeah, I read that book and I really related to a lot of the parts of her story. She's very shy shy, introverted, and being in front of all these people is a struggle for her. And I'm like, girl, I relate. So yeah, I really enjoyed that book. I would love to read it again. It was just so uplifting and it was really good. Then the next one is The Beauty of Darkness by Mary E. Pearson. This is the last book in the Remnant Chronicles, so I won't tell you what it's about. But this is my favorite YA fantasy series ever. And it took me forever to finally get around to reading this book. I think I had it for like 2 or 3 years before I actually read it. And so I finally read it, and it was just so good. Like, this series is just so good. Absolutely love it. Yeah, that's all. That's all that I have to say about that. And the next one is The Humans by Matt Haig. And this is very different from that. This is a sci-fi, but funny. So, like, if you like The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, you will probably like this. And it's about an alien who is assigned to impersonate a man who, he knows something that the aliens don't want humans to know. So he's come to prevent that knowledge from getting out. And so he has to pretend to be this man to find where the information is and destroy it. And it's just so funny and poignant. About this alien is learning what it is to be human, and it's just, there are parts of it that are so beautiful, especially towards the end. I just absolutely loved it. Would love to read more from Matt Haig. Just brilliant. I so enjoyed it. And then the next one is Out of the Easy by Ruta Sepetys. And this, I read this before The Fountains of Silence came out, so I was caught up on her books. Now I'm not. I still need to read Fountains of Silence. But this is like the book of hers that no one talks about. And it's set in 1950 in New Orleans. And it's about a girl who is growing up in like in the bad part of town, where all the crime is. And her mom is actually she's a brothel prostitute. And so our main character, Josie, she's grown up in this world of like what her mom is surrounded by. And so, but it sounds bad when I say it like that. I don't know how to say it good. But yeah, she wants to get out of New Orleans, and she wants to just do more with her life than just be stuck in like under her mom's shadow, I guess. And so it's kind of like about her pursuit of that. And it was just really touching. And the story was written so well. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I think more people should read it, apparently, because all of the other books get noticed and this one's like not. And then the last one, well, I mean, okay, second to last one, because I just decided I'm going to talk about the next one. But anyways, it's Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. And I had never read this before. I had never seen a movie. I'd never been exposed to what this story is about. So it was a treat for me to read this. And yeah, I liked it. I think I might like Dickens. So I want to read more Dickens in the future. So like if you have a suggestion, I've read this and A Christmas Carol and The Chimes. So let me know if there's which one I should read next. Probably A Tale of Two Cities because it's on my shelf. But anyways, so yeah, loved it. Just thought the story was so good. It's exactly the kind of story that I like. And then the last one that I just decided I'm going to talk about is right here. Christmas from the Vinyl Cafe, because I just adored it. So we have here our Vinyl Cafe stories. I read another Vinyl Cafe book. Didn't I? I thought I had. So apparently this is the only Vinyl Cafe book I read last year, which is shocking. Stuart McLean, we miss you. Canada misses you. He was our national treasure. And he wrote amazing stories about Dave and Morley in the Vinyl Cafe in Toronto. And they're just heartwarming and touching and sweet and funny. And I love them all. So I think everyone should read the Vinyl Cafe because they're the best. How many books did I even talk about? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 books. I read 100 books, so 13 is good. I wasn't concerned about the number. Anyway, so those are the favorite books that I read. But yeah, like not necessarily that all of them are like all-time favorites, but just that they're the best ones that I read last year. So if you've read any of these books, I would love to hear your thoughts on them. And yeah, let me know what one of your favorite books from last year was. And yeah, that's all. So thanks for watching, and until next time, so long, and thanks for all the fish.